Okay, we're up and running. Welcome, everybody. Glad to have you at our science lunch. It'd be more fun in person, but this way we have people from many different countries jumping on at the same time. So, welcome, welcome. For those of you that don't know me, I'm Paige Riffle, and I am calling in from my home in Santa Barbara, California today. And I'm excited to be hosting this lunch today. It's a great honor. I am fascinated and invigorated, and every time I get to hear our guest speaker, I get excited all over again and want to sign up with this company. But I came from a medical background. I have a master's degree in speech pathology. I spent 20 years helping people recover after strokes, brain traumas, and the like. And I saw that most of the diseases that I was dealing with could have been helped with lifestyle, with eating correctly, with doing the right things. I came to this company because I was challenged to look at the science, and I really didn't believe there was this much science behind any company out there with any nutritional supplement company. But I was amazed and impressed with our plethora of scientists crossing 13 different clinical subspecialties and the validation and integrity behind sourcing and ingredients and standardization. I've been an avid product consumer for the last 18 years because of the integrity of how these products are put together to help the human body optimize wellness, right? So I have the amazing pleasure to introduce Tanner Gibb, who's one of my favorite scientists. He has the ability to speak at the highest level for the scientists and the physicians and the health professionals, but also to make it so that it's very applicable and easy to understand for the layperson who's not a scientist or a health professional. Now, we have Eduardo Rodriguez, who is translating for us today, so I'm going to try and speak slower. And I know Tanner is going to do the same thing, but welcome to all of you who are our Spanish-speaking distributor force out there. This is just going to be a fun luncheon. So without taking any more time, let me introduce Tanner Gibb, who is the Technical Communication and Education Manager for Nu Skin Global Research and Development. So Tanner, I believe you're in Utah right now, right?
I am in my home upstairs. Happy to be here. How are you, Paige? How is everyone?
Welcome, welcome. Glad you're here. So tell us a little bit about how you came to Nu Skin and why you get so excited to get up every day and work with us.
Yeah, that's a great question. And just want to say thanks to everyone for being here. I know your time's valuable. Y gracias a todos que están escuchando en español. Little plug for my Spanish friends out there. Look, I've been with Nu Skin for over 11 years now, actually. Time flies when you're having fun. And I love what I do. What drew me to the company is just the incredible products that change lives. People always ask me, is this just a company of products? No, it's a company of products that change lives, right? It's not just makeup. It's not just skincare. It's not just supplements. I mean, these are the highest quality of products that you're going to find in the world that literally change people's lives. They increase hope and confidence and make people look young like you, Paige. I mean, I won't even ask how old or young you are for that matter, but you don't look your age for that matter. And that happens to so many people around the world who take our products and they look younger and they feel better and their health improves. And it just is a wonderful thing to be a part of. I love the culture of the company of serving and giving back. And I love our leaders. You know, we have the best sales leaders within and outside of the company that just drive so much happiness and optimism to everyone that touches this great company. So yeah, I love what I do.
Fabulous. And I remember hearing you the first time that I had the pleasure of hearing you in front of a group, and it was when we were hosting health professionals who flew in from all over the world, really, to listen to why a health professional would get involved with a company like this. And people were always amazed and said, there's so many health professionals, do you need to be a health professional? And it's like, no, it's just that health professionals have more of an education, and once they look carefully into this company and they scrutinize it and they talk to the scientists and they see the integrity, they feel ethically obligated to share it with their customers, their patients, their family, their friends, and that's why most of us got involved. So I love the way that you talk about, our products, the success process. It's the scanner that brought me into the company, but let me turn it over to you, and then I'll be able to go back and forth with you a little bit, and we'll have fun with this luncheon.
Okay, that sounds great. Well, thanks for the intro, up my slides here, and we have a lot to cover. So to me, I'm going to call this a rapid fire product training and science training. You know, for those that are listening for the first time, welcome. And those that are listening for the 100th time, welcome. There's always something new to learn. But today we'll talk a lot about the science and why this company is so special and unique from any other opportunity you'll find in the world. And I hope none of you feel the need to become a scientist to do well in this company. It's important to know enough, but we have a whole team of scientists, so don't feel like you need to become one as well. You be you and do your thing, and know that you have this incredible team behind you that backs you up and backs up these innovations. So just background about me really quick. I studied biology and health sciences and nutrition, anatomy, physiology, all the above at Brigham Young University. I got my master's from Utah State. And I study nutrition on a daily basis, and I work with some of the top minds in nutrition and chemistry and so many different fields on a regular basis. Today we're going to talk about, well, why this company, right? There's so many options to, if you want to be an entrepreneur and do your business on the side, why us, right? What makes us different? We'll talk about ageLOC. We'll talk about these products. We'll talk about LifePak, and a little tease of what's coming in the future. So let's jump in. We can't talk about what makes us unique and different without talking first about these incredible research centers that I have the privilege of working at. Of course, today I'm at home, but we still have people on a daily basis that go to the lab. I still go to the offices as well. But we have incredible labs that do testing on all of our products. In fact, I don't know if everyone out there knows, we do testing, and there's testing done on every product before it actually leaves the field. So when you get a product from a certain batch, whatever you buy, say it's Vitality, say it's you, say it's LifePak, that product has been tested and it meets our specs. Inside of our lab as well, we verify those kinds of things. We have a formulation lab to formulate incredible products, make sure that it has the right ingredients, the right pH, the right viscosity. We have a stability lab, making sure that ingredients are stable until the end of shelf life. That's important too, because you don't want to buy a product and have it expire and jump off a cliff, so to speak, right? And we make sure that we have 100% potency at the end of shelf life. That's the kind of stability testing that we do. Microbiology lab. This is important. We have microbiologists who test our products to make sure that they meet our specifications for things like heavy metals and total bacteria, E. coli, Staphylococcus, Streptococcus, yeast and mold. I mean, who out there wants a lot of yeast and mold and bacteria in your product? I certainly don't. Most people don't in the world. And so you can trust our products on Nu Skin and Pharmanex that they meet these very strict specifications for microbes. We have a clinical lab as well. We do a lot of clinical studies, and I'll talk about some of them today. But for our skincare, we do a lot of clinical studies to make sure that the skincare product is safe, that it's effective, that it doesn't irritate the skin before it actually gets in the field. And then we do a lot of clinical studies on our nutrition side as well, making sure that the product is safe, that it's effective. And then a chemistry lab as well. This is where we do a lot of analytical tests to make sure that we have ingredients that are there in the right amounts. This goes into making sure that we're using plants in the right parts of plants, whether it be the leaf or the stem or the root, that have certain actives, and we test with HPLC, UPLC, other instruments to make sure that we have those high concentrations of these active compounds to provide the benefits that you care about. Moving on to our success quality process, and we're not going to dive deep into this, but at a high level, this is our guarantee to the world that what we produce meets a very high quality standard. And it begins with selecting incredible high quality ingredients and sourcing them, number two, from around the world. We source ingredients from the States, we source them from Canada, we source them all over Latin America and Europe and throughout Asia. We have ingredients all around the world, and we look at making sure that the source is good, because we've learned in our experience that the source of an ingredient matters a lot. You could get green tea from a certain location and from another location, and you test in the lab and you find that there's differences in the quality or in the actives or in the purity of that plant. And so this is why sourcing is so critical. Specification number three there, we have very strict specs that go into all of our products, making sure that it meets testing for levels of vitamins or minerals or plant compounds in our nutritionals, but also specs making sure that we have the right ingredients in all of our skincare products, in addition to standardization. this is number 4 and one of our key advantages in the industry, because we standardize not only to the ingredient, but to the active compound where applicable. So a good example is our TR97 product. There's a lot of green tea supplements in the market, so why choose ours? Well, we standardize to at least 97% minimum of these polyphenol antioxidants. So, and this applies to so many other plant compounds that we use where we standardize to the active. So it's not just a crushed up plant put inside of a capsule or inside of a product. We actually test to make sure that it contains the active. And this means that it's a careful process, that it's extracted in a certain way, in a careful way, and it's different for every plant. But standardizing is crucial, and this is part of the difference in between a high quality supplement and something else. Safety. It's a given, but it's important. We will never sell a product that isn't safe. And so we look at ingredients to make sure that they're safe. We make sure that they're used in safe amounts as well. And then number 6, substantiation. This is one of our competitive advantages. We do so much science. In fact, that's why we have a whole scientific team that I'll get to next, but we substantiate every product so that you can have full confidence that whatever product claims we make, we have more than enough substantiation to be able to support that. Talking about our science team, it's headed up by Joseph Chang, who actually was one of the founders of Pharmanex and this nutritional line of products that we have. Beside Joe, we have Mark Bartlett and Helen Eggs. These are all PhD scientists in different fields like biochemistry and immunology that help to field and lead our skincare product innovation and our Pharmanex or nutritional line innovation. But behind them and more behind the scenes, we have a team of well over 75 scientists. In fact, we recently counted them, and it's definitely well over 75, but that's the number that our legal team allows us to share. And these are scientists in different areas that do different roles within the company, from making sure that we have regulatory scientists to make sure that we're following all the regulations. We have development scientists that help to develop that, do a lot of work in formulations. They do a lot of work with flavors, with texture, with ingredients. We have a research team, both based in here but also out of China, where we get a lot of research insights about the best in West and the best in East, insights into innovative ingredients and new solutions to be able to create incredible products. We have scientists involved in communication and education. The list goes on and on. We have so many scientists in the lab as well that are really the workhorse behind all of the work that goes into creating these incredible products. Beyond them, we also have a scientific advisory board. Now, this is a team of specialists in different areas. We could go one by one and talk about them. We have Thomas Prola from LifeGen, who's brought a lot of incredible genetic-based insights and gene expression technology that we'll get into. We also have, down at the very bottom, a brand new scientific advisory board member in Jose Vina. He's actually based out of Spain and has done some really incredible gene expression work and provided insights with our AgeLock Youth product, but also with future products that we're working on and that I can't tell you about right now. But it's in a very exciting team where we have experts in gut health, we have experts in pharmacology, we have experts in genetics, we have experts in dermatology, we have experts in anti-aging. And all of this what I call collective brain power comes together. You know, I'm one of the scientists on the team, but it's incredible to see how when we work together with these different insights and different backgrounds, you know, we're able to formulate and create incredible solutions and patented solutions that nobody else in the world has or could even invent or come up with. And that's just because when I see this and I compare this to another product that's made by a doctor, I almost look at it and scoff just a little bit, because we have a whole team of PhD scientists and others that are working together to make this incredible brain versus one person with limited knowledge. Okay, let's talk briefly about some examples of product innovation. And we're not going to dive deep into these, but just at the surface, you begin with the beginning of this company, 1984. In fact, that was the year that I was born. Now you know how old I am. But this company began with this philosophy of using all of the good and none of the bad. And literally these skincare products were spoon-fed. So they were spooned out into these jars because demand was so high for this concept of using good, solid, quality ingredients and none of the bad. And we've kept that philosophy from 1984 all the way to today and into the future. In 96, we talk about Pharmanex, a nutritional company that was acquired by Nu Skin. to bring in the best in nutrition, because we know that beauty is important. To look good and to look good and look young, you need good skincare products. And that's why we've led in this space for many, many years in terms of skincare and devices and technologies. But if you want to optimize beauty on the inside, you also need to have good nutrition, right? And so this is where Pharmanex come into play with good nutrients to help with beauty, but also to help with health and wellness. We won't go in depth here, but we have Galvanic Spa. Paige was probably around back in the day when this first version was first invented, but the point I want to make here is that we continue to innovate. We have the scanner that measures carotenoids and antioxidants to give people a measurement indicator of how well they're doing with their antioxidant defense system. The Galvanic Spa 2, right? And then the AgeLock edition, we continue to innovate and make things better and better. And the same thing is happening today with today's technologies. AgeLock Transformation, right? This was actually our first line of products introducing AgeLock into skincare, right? Along with the facial gels, actually. I should mention that alongside. 2011, we have AgeLock R Squared, and we'll talk about that today a little bit more in depth in some of the studies. An incredible product for vitality and energy. AgeLock Youth, we'll talk about this. In fact, one of our key leaders called this the mother of all supplements, because it really is, and we'll tell you why. And then Lumi Spa, one of our incredible devices that we continue to innovate and make better, that's making waves around the world for that matter. Paige, did you want to chime in and talk about that?
I just want to say something, because when I joined this company, and now I know how old you are, Tanner, you're the same as my daughter, Sierra. So 1984 was a fabulous year, right? It's also
It was.
starting. But I started just with Pharmanex because that was my passion. The scanner, I was so intrigued by the ability to quantify and measure and have real science instead of just storytelling in the industry. So I chose Pharmanex to get involved with. And we were so bold in the beginning to say, we're not part of Nu Skin, we are Pharmanex, like it was his own company. We were so thrilled with all of you guys as scientists in the nutritional supplement division. But I had begun using the skincare, and people kept asking me, what are you doing? What are you doing? I'm a California girl, right? But I had done this sun damage, I had problems with my skin, and my skin started getting better and better and better, right? Inside out, outside in, using all these innovative products. And now they're very complementary in our business, but these innovations are basically what has catapulted this company to the top of both the personal care and the nutritional supplementation industry. You don't see that very often. People are usually good at one or the other, but to have both, I mean, we are the king or queen of innovation, and I applaud you and all your colleagues and what you do for us in the field.
Thank you. Just to piggyback on your comment there, I mean, innovation, if I had to describe what Nu Skin and Pharmanex is all about, innovation would be the one word that describes us, right? When we go to the table and innovate to create a new product, we don't think about, what the competition is doing. We think about what is going to be a game changer. We think about what is going to change the landscape of how we think about nutrition or how we think about skincare. And that's the way that we approach innovation. It's not like a Me Too company of, oh, they make something, let's try to make that or make it a little better. Now, we're trying to change the game of innovation. That's what we do. So that leads us to AgeLock. And we'll talk about this because this is one of our advantages. We're a science-based company. And yes, AgeLock globally has brought in over $10 billion. That's a lot of money. If you want to be with a company, if you want to be in the driver's seat, you want to go with something that's doing well. And AgeLock is doing really well, and it's increased at a dramatic rate. And we'll talk about the science behind why it's doing so well. So we talk about AgeLock technology. I want to clear up something for everyone here today. A lot of people think AgeLock is one single ingredient. In fact, AgeLock isn't an ingredient, it's a technology, like you can see here. AgeLock is the technology of being able to measure aging at the genetic level and then do something about it through our technology to screen different ingredients, measure their impact on gene expression, and then select the ones that have a positive impact on youthful, healthy gene expression patterns. And we'll talk about why that's significant. And so people ask me, well, what's the AgeLock ingredient, or I don't see AgeLock on the ingredient panel. Well, AgeLock isn't an ingredient, it's a technology. And the different ingredients in skincare are going to be different from nutrition. And they're going to be different for different products that we target different areas of anti-aging. So let's jump in and dive into this. Just a little bit of the background behind this. A lot of people, this was the old way of thinking. Well, there's nothing you can do about your genes, right? You get your genes, they're inside of your cells, right? We have cells that make up the human body, and inside of cells we have DNA. If you unravel that DNA, segments of that are what we call genes. And genes make proteins. They make your eye color what it is. They make your hair color what it is. They make your body structure what it is. They also control aging. And so we used to think, well, what you have is what you're stuck with. So you might as well just live your life and do whatever. But now we know there are incredible insights that gene expression can be changed, right? And we can measure this. And a good example of this is with identical twins. You think about them, maybe you know some in your own life. Well, they share the same DNA, the same genes, the same genetic code, right? So their genes are identical, but these look very different. And there's many examples in the world. Well, why is that? Their diet, their lifestyle, their skincare can all impact how their genes behave or how their genes are being activated inside of their cells. And so that's really what led to this creation of ageLOC and these insights of how we want to measure gene expression. We do this through what are called gene chips. If you've ever seen one, I should pull one out here if I had one in my desk. But gene chips are little gene arrays that are able to measure 20,000 plus genes in one single experiment. And we can measure to see how gene expression behaves. If it's really low, you can see there with green, or if it's really high, as you can see there with red. And we apply that to so many different areas, for example, with aging. So we do a test of gene expression to see how do your genes behave when you're young, and how do your genes behave when you're old. Those are two different experiments. We'll do it in one tissue. And then we'll say, out of these 20,000 genes, what are the ones that are actually different? As you can see on this image here, out of all of these genes, not all of them change with aging. In fact, it's a smaller subset of genes that actually change. And from that, we create this heat map of saying, oh, here's young and here's old. That way we know what is happening at a genetic level with aging. We also test different tissues. Now, this is important because how you age in your heart is very different from how you age in your brain. In fact, I've talked to people that said, hey, I heard from this other person that there's this one anti-aging gene. Well, no, that doesn't exist. There's no one single gene that controls aging. In fact, maybe that one gene that impacts aging in your heart doesn't even change in expression in your brain, right? Or in your skin, or in your muscles. So there's no such thing. In fact, that's why we look at thousands and thousands of genes to see how they behave differently in these different tissues to get a systemic or a holistic view of how aging is happening inside the body. And then we test different ingredients. And I want you to focus on how natural these ingredients are. We have so much science in what we do, but people often forget that we use natural compounds, right? We use broccoli, we use pomegranate, we use blueberry, we use rosemary, we use citrus, we use tart cherry, we use green tea, we use cayenne peppers, we use so many more, dozens and dozens and dozens of the best anti-aging ingredients from around the world. We've screened using our gene expression technology to see how different ingredients behave differently in different cells throughout the body. And so when you think about that and you add this up, it creates this incredible database that allows us to be able to formulate products, both skincare and nutrition, at a much rapid fire basis and a lot faster than what the competition could try to do if they wanted to try to mimic what we're all about. Putting this all together really quick, you can see that once we test and screen and know the difference between young and old gene expression, and we test all of these different ingredients, this is just an example of 1 through 5, what we do then is we say for this particular benefit of interest, which ingredient or which blend of ingredients makes sense that are able to reset or mimic a youthful or healthy gene expression pattern. I hope that makes sense to everyone. That's what ageLOC is all about. It's our incredible technology that's making waves, and it leads to incredible ageLOC products that we'll talk about next. Paige, do you want to jump in?
No, I was just going to say, I mean, as I visualize this and having worked in skilled nursing and rehab facilities for 20 years, I would see some of the youngest 90-year-olds and some of the oldest 40-year-olds, and so much had to do with lifestyle and, you know, yes, a piece of it is genetics, but it's also expression of those genetics. And I would see the same person at age 90 that was, you know, at age 19, they still are the same person inside, but it's whether, you know, the youthful expression and what you're referring to. I your genes. And I know this sounds very sci-fi. The first time I heard it, I thought it sounded very Star Trek or Star Wars, depending on your generation. A little hard to fathom. But when you just look at the old versus the young gene chip analysis, it's reversing your genes back to where they functioned at a younger level for you. Am I understanding that correctly?
Absolutely, Paige. I mean, you nailed it on the head there. If I could use two examples to further explain that, I mean, just think about two people in their 70s, right? One person who's living their dreams. They have good health. They have good energy. They have good cognitive function. They're able to remember the names of their kids and their grandkids. They're traveling the world, right? They're living the kind of life that they want to. And then you compare that to another 70-year-old, say, who is, who has a lot of disabilities, who has a lot of health issues, who, perhaps is in a wheelchair. I mean, every case and every person is a little bit different. But what the goal isn't to live forever, right? No one's going to live forever. We're all going to live. We're going to have this chronological age, if you will, right? We're going to live and we're going to die someday. The whole point of our science is how well do you want to live those years, right? And you want to have that youthful gene expression that you had when you were a younger individual, as it relates to your cognition, as it relates to your energy levels, as it relates to how your skin behaves as well. There are genetic insights into how skin firmness works, how skin structure works, how lines and wrinkles work, right? And so the whole point is that we're going to live our life. How well do you want to live it? And this incredible science and technology is based on innovation. It's based on good science, and it's based on methods that are proven in science to be able to promote youthful longevity, if you will, right? To make us live better, longer, like Joe and Mark and so many of our scientific teams say. That's what the science is all about. So yeah, it's not, and maybe I should clarify, this isn't sci-fi in terms of like changing your genes, right? We're just changing how they're expressed. So this isn't gene mutation. We're not turning it into Cyclops or Wolverine or going inside. This is a normal, natural things that happens every single day of your life, right? Based on your diet, your lifestyle, pollution, what you're exposed to. This is having an impact on how your genes are behaving. What we're doing with this science is we're able to measure the difference and measure in this certain tissue, like in the skin or in our brain, how genes are behaving differently, and then finding the best ingredients to help them behave like they behaved when they were younger. That's what Age Lock is all about.
That's awesome. Thank you. Yeah, perfect.
So let's jump in if you want to, and if everyone's ready, let's talk about a few examples of how we've applied this Age Lock technology to incredible products. And we'll talk about two of our best-selling supplements actually around the globe. First is Age Lock Youth, the mother of all supplements, if you will. This is our most advanced anti-aging supplement ever, and it's based on our innovative gene expression science, where I should point out that we've applied this science to energy, to detox, to weight management with our TR90 system and TR90 products, and now we've applied it in a more comprehensive way with Age Lock Youth to target what we call these aging defense mechanisms. These are mechanisms like inflammatory balance, DNA protection and repair, antioxidant protection, tissue renewal, metabolism detox, and others that support these systemic benefits or benefits throughout the entire body. Okay, and this is a very unique blend of ingredients. This isn't a blend of ingredients that you get from a normal diet. I mean, these are ingredients that come from different parts of the world, like purple corn from Peru. We have citrus bioflavonoids. We have different carotenoids. We have rosemary that's common in the Mediterranean, resveratrol that's common in the Mediterranean as well. We have high-quality, ultra-pure, concentrated fish oil. We have so many unique ingredients that come together to be able to support this healthy gene expression pattern. So let's talk about, first, the innovative gene expression insights. So I want to point out these heat maps to you. You can see there's a column on the left-hand side of each heat map where we have green that represents typical aging. Typical aging is just normal aging without anything happening. Healthy aging is orange. You can see in the healthy aging column, this is a healthy anti-aging model that we know provides good results. So this is the desire. This is the goal, right? If you can have healthy aging gene expression, then you're doing something right. Age Lock Youth was given, and what you can can see here with the red column is that it is indistinguishable between age-locked youth and healthy aging. In other words, for a typical aging model, if we give them age-locked youth, they're able to reset gene expression to a healthy aging. That's what this is all about. And this happened in the brain, in the muscle, and in other tissues throughout the body. And we're not talking about a few hundred genes here. We're talking in the 2,000 and 3,000 genes that are reversed or reset to a youthful, healthy genetic expression level. That's what's so incredible about this. I can tell you, when we travel the world and present this to other scientists and healthcare professionals, the first question they ask is, where do I get my hands on this? How do I take this product? There isn't anything else out there in the world like this. And there's science to prove it. We know the gene expression is incredible, but we also do functional clinical studies to actually prove the benefits of what's going on a gene expression level to make sure that it translates into health benefits that people care about. And we'll talk about a brain study, an ADM skin study. The ADM stands for the aging defense mechanisms, and then a brain neuroprotection study. So first and foremost, this is a brain health study that was the first of its kind, looking at MRIs, or functional MRIs, if you will, with a dietary supplement to be able to measure the activity of brain cells and how they perform and how they relate with age-locked youth versus a placebo. And when we look at the resting phase of this study, we have the active phase that's about to be published, and we'll be able to get more information down the road about that. But in the resting phase of the study, you can see that there were improvements in fMRI activity related to attention, memory, and error detection. Now, this is important, and you can actually see how the brain lights up, so to speak, right, with some of these images with MRIs. What I want to point out to you here is that what the big take-home message from this part of the study is that it frees up some of these neural resources to be able to use for other activities or other things that the brain wants to do, right? If you think about the brain in activity, you want a certain amount of activity to be able to accomplish a task, but you don't want it so cluttered to where you have neurons firing all over the place and you can't remember, right? I compare this to someone who's trying to remember like a shopping list or trying to do 100 things at the same time, right? If your brain is so cluttered, you can't focus, you can't have attention, right? You can't detect what's going on. And so with age-locked youth, we were able to see improvements in these regions of the brain linked with these important aspects of brain health. Just incredible findings. And then we also did some cognition tests to see some improvements in different gender-specific areas related to memory, verbal fluency, and mood as well. So in addition to the MRI confirmation of incredible results and findings, we also see some cognitive improvements related to actual tests. And these are tests where they'll test people to say, okay, here's a shopping list of 10 things. Try to remember all 10 of those. This comes in handy if you're a man, I can tell you, like me, where someone gives you a shopping list of like, okay, you need to get the milk, you need to get the eggs, you need to get the bacon, you need to get the bread. And then you go to the store and you're like, okay, I need to get the bacon, I need to get the eggs, and you forget the other two and you come home with something completely different, right? It supports and improvements in memory is super critical, and the fact that a dietary supplement with incredible science can help to improve that is just money on its own. And this is just one of the systemic benefits that we see in age-locked youth. Speaking of systemic benefits, this is what we call sometimes just the skin study. And we sometimes call it the skin study because we measured aspects of inflammation or redness on the skin. But what I want you to consider here is that the skin is a reflection of the health of the body. And I think you've seen that and you've noticed that with other people, right? People who have healthy looking skin oftentimes will have healthier looking insides of their bodies, right? Because the skin is a reflection of how your body is doing. And so with this study, we were able to measure these different aging defense mechanisms. Specifically, we looked at things like inflammatory balance. We looked at antioxidant protection and repair and DNA protection and repair. And you can see here in this study, what we did is we exposed the skin to UV light at a dose of 1 MED that causes a little bit of pinkness, 2 MED, which is twice that dose, and 3 MED, which is 3 times that dose. And you can see we looked at and measured these things before taking age-locked youth and then after taking age-locked youth for 2 months. And what I want to point out to you here on the screen, I don't know if you can see it, with the 1 MED after 2 months, you can't even detect any redness. Redness is an example of inflammatory balance or inflammatory damage that see that it has a really incredible protective effect there. The other protective effect I want to point out to you here is on high dose 3-MED. You can see here this blue line represents the spread of the damage. You can see before taking the Age Lock Youth, look at how much that is spreading, right? This is helping to control the spread of that damage. And so what that indicates to us is that there's an improvement in the inflammatory balance by taking this product. And we can measure that and see that on the skin. But based on the studies and our other science, we know that that's also happening on the inside of our bodies. And if I could just make a quick comment about inflammation inside the bodies, we know that chronic inflammation is really bad. It's dangerous, and it causes the acceleration of aging inside the body, right? A little bit of inflammation is okay, and it's good. It's part of our immune response. But too much or chronic low-grade inflammation, it impairs our immune system, it impairs our skin health, it impairs our brain health. In fact, low inflammation impairs just about every function inside of the human body. And so the ability and the proof that we have to be able to manage a healthy inflammatory response through this mechanism is incredible science to support our health and wellness systems, our skin health, our brain health, etc. I want to talk about another study. This is another brain health study, but it's a very different aspect. Instead of just brain activity, we did a separate study looking at brain neuroprotection. Now, we have an increase in the ratio of glutamate to glutamine. This has to deal with neuroprotection and how it protects the brain against damage. Glutathione is the one I want to focus on here. Glutathione is an intrinsic antioxidant that plays a role as an antioxidant, but also as a detoxer. So glutathione is important in the liver to be able to take out some of the toxins in the body, but glutathione is also important in the brain to be able to remove some of the toxins that accumulate inside of the brain. And the fact that we saw an increase in glutathione, this was a novel finding. We were the first to publish a double-blind placebo-controlled study with a dietary supplement showing an increase in neuroprotection and antioxidant protection in the brain. So the thing that I want you to remember about this is that we're doing science that no one else in the world has seen, and we're proving incredible results that no one else has been able to find in the history of dietary supplementation. Okay, so that's enough about Age Lock Youth. Paige, I don't know if you want to chime in and talk about your experience with the product or what you've heard before we talk about R Squared.
I would love to do that. I get so excited when I hear you, Tanner, because you are seriously one of the main reasons I came to this company. The science behind this product and the collaborative effects with all of you working together to innovate a product that actually makes us function better as human beings. I mean, it's all about wellness, optimal wellness, but I compete pretty aggressively in ballroom dancing all over the world, and inflammation is a big issue for all athletes, and many of us taking things like ibuprofen and whatnot for pain management. I don't need Advil any longer, and I dance with two partners that are a lot younger than me, one in their 20s, and when you're dancing for 3 hours or so a day and you're hurting, to be able to not be, and we say none of these products are designed to cure, mitigate, or treat disease, but when you give the human body what it needs, it does its best to heal itself. And honestly, my story on youth is phenomenal. My joints don't hurt as much any longer because they're functioning without that constant inflammation. So I won't go a day without my youth. I won't go a day without my R Squared. I won't go a day without my Life Pack. But hearing the science behind it is just so awesome. I love listening to. I learn every single day.
Good. Thanks, Paige, for your testimonial. And just a quick plug for everyone around the world who take Age Lock Youth. I hear testimonials like yours from all around the world, right? I mean, people often don't realize what they're missing out on life until they take youth and they're like, wow, I feel better. They sleep better, they have better energy, they have better health, they have improved inflammatory balance, they have less, whatever it is that they're experiencing, they don't realize what they miss or what they're missing out on until they take something to improve their health. And this is my invitation to everyone listening today is give it a shot. If you haven't tried it before, see what it does for you. See how it makes you feel. See if it improves your brain. See if it improves your skin. See if it improves your heart health. I mean, the systemic benefits. I hear incredible things, and that's really what motivates our scientific team, but also our sales leader in the field in choosing and recommending and inviting people to take part of this incredible company. It's not just a company to make money. Yes, it's an opportunity. It is an incredible one, but it's an opportunity to help people improve their lives who don't know what they're missing until they take this and they see that really the science is the difference.
And Tanner, the beautiful part about this is try it. You know, you're going to be the one to experience whether you personally see a difference on it or not. But unlike pharmaceutical drugs, we don't have the negative side effects. You could only have positive effects. So you have nothing to lose. And I know in many countries it's not called youth, it's called Wispan. Different countries call it different things, and we're in over 50 countries. But game changer, really, in terms of life quality. Thank you. Along with the next one that you're going to address.
Absolutely. And I'm going to go back to my rapid fire approach for R squared. We're going to cruise through this because I do want to touch on, our life pack and a little bit on the future, which everyone I think is excited about. So and I'm sensitive to time as well with people. So let's go through this really, really fast. R squared is a product that's focused on energy and purification. It has incredible ingredients. We have Cordyceps sinensis CS4. It's a very unique mushroom. And CS4 is the highest quality that provides vitality, stamina, incredible for your lungs and for breathing. Panax ginseng, an incredible high-quality root extract that concentrates these specific saponins or compounds that have the nice energy without the stimulating effect of traditional ginseng. And then we have a high-quality whole pomegranate fruit extract that really does a great job with the brain and the heart. Just a quick comment, we actually compared pomegranate to blueberry. We wanted to use blueberry in the product, but pomegranate was actually twice as good in having a youthful gene expression effect as it relates to mental clarity and mental acuity, which was a key benefit that we wanted to target with this incredible product. And so it's really this combination that comes together to provide that youthful vitality and youthful energy. The main point about these ingredients is that they increase your baseline energy level. So wherever you are right now, if you can see a slight or subtle increase, that can provide dramatic effects for people, whether it be just walking up the stairs and you get tired, or maybe you're on the other end where you like to run marathons and you want that little competitive advantage. For anyone and in between, this is an incredible product with these incredible ingredients to support that. We have cellular cleansing as well. We have this is about detox. This isn't a colon cleanse, if you will. A lot of people are like, is this just some dramatic colon cleanse? No. This is scientific cleansing and detoxification that happens inside of our cells on a regular basis, right? So we have this junk product or junk proteins or damaged organelles that occur inside of our cells, and they just need these systems or processes to be able to just vacuum out the bad stuff. Kind of like in your kitchen, if you have a whole bunch of dirty dishes, it just kind of clogs up the way. Same thing inside of our cells. Think of these ingredients as these incredible, highly potent compounds that help to clean out the dirty junk that's inside of our cells. So they help them to function a little bit better, a little bit more proper, a little bit more youthful, if you will. And this is why if you are able to detox the inside of your cells, you're able to produce energy more efficiently. This is why it's called R squared, because detox and energy, they go hand in hand and they work together. So we have an incredible high-quality red orange that's standardized to these flavonoids, these incredible antioxidants that give that very rich, dark color to the red orange. Grapeseed is really high in these polyphenols. In fact, so the seeds of grapes have these really high concentration of these antioxidants that are incredible for all the benefits that they provide that we talk about with the product. And then broccoli seed, right, is standardized to glucoraphanin that helps to produce another compound inside of the body that has incredible antioxidant and detox properties to it. And so we've actually done some incredible gene expression work in the muscle and in the liver that I'll share with you here, that the result is just incredible, right? So we look at cell energy and cell purification, and we look at young gene expression in different models, and then we compare that to old gene expression. You can see that there's a very different old versus young gene expression pattern. But then old with age lock means that we take the same old group. The only difference is we give them these age lock ingredients, and you can see that there is a almost complete mimicry of the youthful, healthy gene expression as it relates to energy and purification. And that's what this product is all about. But just like with youth, we don't just rely on the this incredible genetic-based insights. We do clinical and functional studies. And I'm going to go through these really quickly, but I want you to understand we have the science that backs up the function of these products. So we'll talk about energy and endurance, muscle glycogen, we'll talk about metabolism and cognition. This is just a study, very quickly, showing that Versa Control, after 5 weeks of supplementation, age-lock was able to increase the time to exhaustion by 63%, an incredible increase. Well, what's happening inside of our cells is we have glycogen. Muscle glycogen is this storage form of energy. And so what happened with this study, we were able to look inside of muscle and say, what's happening to glycogen? You can see versus non-exercise control. When you exercise, you start to use up that glycogen, which makes sense. When you use it all up, that's when you hit the wall and you run out of energy. However, exercise with age-lock, we're able to preserve that storage form of energy. So it makes sense that it's going to help with endurance. It's going to help with long-term stamina. And some of the mechanism behind that, it makes sense. If you're able to preserve glycogen, what other fuel source are you using inside the body? So this is actually promoting fat metabolism. This is a study looking at RER, or respiratory exchange ratio. This shows you the glucose versus fat that you use for fuel to keep you with the energy that you need to do the things that you do. And you can see that after 6 weeks, there's a dramatic difference in the ratio of energy that we use. In other words, with age-lock, you're able to use more fat for fuel, which is going to support some of that long distance, that endurance, that stamina benefit that you get from taking this product. And then cognition. We talk brain health. Overall, with youth, we focused on antioxidant detoxification, neuroprotection. With Vitality and R squared, we focus more on the cognition aspect of energy, because energy relates to how smart your brain is, how you're able to process information. And we could see here there was approximately a 20% increase of Vitality, which is the day product in R squared, versus the null or the placebo groups, showing an improvement in brain health with taking this incredible product. And so I went through that really quick, but those are just examples of the science behind this incredible product that provides that boost of energy, that boost of detoxification as a targeted treatment product for those that are looking for those specific benefits. Okay, if we can back up here, this is very important for you to understand, because age-lock just isn't a brand that sells well and makes a lot of money and changes lives. This is a brand backed by incredible science, with posters that back up the science and the achievements, awards that we've received around the world, oral presentations where our scientific team travels around the world to present this data, and then patents. We have 32 patents are pending that back up our technologies. Now, I want you to think about this for a second. If you want to partner with a company, you want to be able to offer something that's unique, that's innovative, that's different. And patents do just that. Patents are a sign of innovation. They're also a sign of something unique and differentiated from what exists in the marketplace. We have patents are pending that touch a lot of our incredible age-lock innovations. This relates to our Lumi Spa. This relates to our galvanic or facial spa. This relates to age-lock youth, to TR90, to age-lock R squared, right? We have patents that protect these technologies, whether it be the device, the ingredient, the blend, right? The science that goes into this. And so I love highlighting that for different people. So we've talked a little bit about age-lock. Let's switch gears briefly and talk about some of these new products and the importance of LifePak as a family and some of these new products that we have. So LifePak elements in these nutrient boosters that we call, they have no artificial colors, sweeteners, or flavors. They're vegetarian friendly, and they're new products. They're really exciting. What I love about LifePak elements is that it has about 100% of the daily value for most vitamins and minerals, and it has some carotenoids so we can measure the difference with the biophotonic scanner. We also have individual supplements. We have a vitamin D, a supercritical nutrient that people are often deficient in. We have vitamin C and zinc, which is a product that supports a healthy immune response. We have iron as well in a very high quality chelated form to help with some of the tummy issues that people typically have with iron supplementation. Yeah, this is a high quality, well tolerated source of iron in a highly bioavailable form as well. And then beyond that as well, we have a magnesium product as well. Now, these are just booster products that support people that want to get higher levels of these nutrients. And we also have LifePak elements and other LifePak products in our family. The advantage of LifePak elements is that it's vegetarian friendly and that it comes in not in a capsule or a tablet. This comes in a powdered mix-in. So if any of you have taken our TR90 Jumpstart before, you've used those little packets. Life Pack Elements is the same. You just open the packet, you empty and mix into some water. I actually recommend experimenting and trying with different things. Try with a smoothie, try with a shake, try with some kind of sparkling water. Whatever works for you. Mix it in, and it just adds a nice natural berry flavor to it, and it's a great, healthy, fun, and exciting way to get these vegetarian-based ingredients, these vitamins, these minerals, these crucial nutrients that we're deficient in your diet. We have many options, right? We have Life Pack Elements that's more of an entry-level nutrition product. This appeals a lot to the younger demographic or also to the older demographic who don't want to swallow pills. But for those who want more advanced nutrition levels and anti-aging benefits, we have Life Pack that adds higher levels of carotenoids, higher levels of certain nutrients like vitamin C and vitamin E. It also has higher levels of other nutrients like calcium and magnesium for bone health and anti-aging benefits. It also has additional levels of polyphenols, ingredients like grapeseed and others that provide additional antioxidant support. And then we have Life Pack Nano, which is our most ultimate nutritional support product that we offer in terms of preventing deficiency, but getting advanced nutrient levels inside the body with vitamins, with minerals in the right amounts that are bioavailable, that are stable, that are high quality, and also the additional amounts of carotenoids, of polyphenols, of flavonoids, and we have our ultra pure, high quality omega-3 fish oil inside of Life Pack Nano as well, with nanotechnology and other technology that we'll introduce in the future. And so we continue to innovate along all of these fronts for these products. Just a quick plug for why we need this. A lot of people argue, they say, Tanner, why don't I just forget supplements and just eat a healthy diet? Well, if you could, and in a perfect world, we would. But the data shows that we are very deficient. This is data from the CDC in 2017 showing that as a population, only about 1 in 10 is getting the minimum recommendation of fruits and vegetables. The minimum recommendation is 5 servings of fruits and vegetables. Interestingly, I've actually read some recent data that during the pandemic, the CDC or the World Health Organization has updated their guidelines to recommend a minimum of 9 servings of fruits and vegetables. And you might ask why? Well, fruits and vegetables are the basis of getting all of these important and essential nutrients to provide good health to our bodies. So the bottom line is, if only 1 in 10 are meeting the minimum standard, you can imagine it's much less of us who are getting those 9 servings that are recommended today. And it makes sense. If you're not eating what you should, and we all know that we should eat better, and it's a good goal to set to improve your diet, right? Diet has a role with your health. But also, because of this, we're very deficient in a lot of these essential vitamins and minerals, especially things like vitamin C and vitamin D and vitamin E and some of the B vitamins. And for the minerals, calcium and magnesium. One thing I want to mention here is that because of these deficiencies, people are limping along life. They're not getting the nutrition that they need. And while it's hard to correct your diet, it's very easy to add a supplement to be able to fill those gaps and give you the nutrients that you need to provide good health and wellness. Okay, we talk about Life Pack. Over 30 vitamins and minerals and nutrients, advanced nutrient levels. In our new and updated Life Pack, we will add choline, which is going to be a new nutrient to it. It's antioxidant network protection. It has a whole range of antioxidants to fight off these free radicals that we get from sunlight, from blue light exposure, from our environment, from our own metabolism, from pollution, and so on and so forth. And then it's going to be scanner certified level 2, meaning that it's going to have a higher increase in your scan score versus a lower level product. And then Life Pack Nano, over 40 vitamins and minerals and nutrients, provides advanced nutrient levels. It's an excellent source of choline in our new and updated source that we're going to have in the future. And then utilizes several technologies, including nanotechnology and more in the future. And then it's got the most comprehensive antioxidant network. So for those that really care about the importance of antioxidants and getting good vitamins and minerals, the Life Pack family is there for you. And you might ask, well, why not? There's so many multivitamin products in the marketplace. Why Life Pack Elements, or why Life Pack, or why Life Pack Nano? The answer is this. We use the right amounts of nutrients in bioavailable forms, meaning that your body is actually absorbing them. And we use them in stable forms as well, making sure that they're stable throughout the entire shelf life. So you get what you want, you get what you need, and you're getting those benefits, those clinically proven benefits of the nutrients in the right amounts in their bioavailable forms. Okay. Paige, how are we doing on time?
Let me say one thing for you. Well, we have about 5 minutes certified. And what I loved about this is that talk is cheap in the industry, especially with why supplements are from one company are better than another. Scanner certified 1, 2, and 3. It's measurable. And when you can measure, you have science. Without measurability, you have no science, you have storytelling. And that's what's been in the multi-billion-dollar supplement world all these years, is who could tell the better story. This is objective, it's quantifiable, and that measurement is what brought me to this company. And then we saw the science and proved that these were more bioavailable, so you didn't have to just believe my story. I could prove it in your cell tissue with simple, non-invasive measurement tool.
Absolutely, and I've done seminars spending hours just talking about the biophotonic scanner. You know, its history, where it comes from, how it was developed, and how it's used today. But the main thing that I'll say about the scanner is that we've innovated to make it faster, easier to use, and more innovations to come in the future with that. But it's an incredible tool, right? I mean, true science has to be proven, like you said. And I can tell you, I've scanned people around the world, and usually people are surprised at how poor their nutrition is, how poor their antioxidant defense. You know, even those that brag about, oh yeah, I eat a healthy diet and they get scanned, right? You can't trick the scanner. It's an objective device that measures these carotenoid antioxidants as an indicator of overall antioxidant status and how you're doing inside your body in terms of fighting off these free radicals that accelerate aging. And so it's this non-biased indicator that, to me, what it does, yes, it's a measurement tool, but more important than that, it's a motivational tool, right? When I first received my scan score, I was a little bit shocked. I thought I had a healthy diet and was doing good, and I scored in the low range, and I was like, oh my goodness, I'm a scientist. I know better. I know the science, but it really kicked me in the butt, so to speak, to make a change and to improve my diet and improve my lifestyle and take supplements that actually work. And what's incredible for me is when I started taking these supplements, I started feeling better, right? My health improved, my skin improved, I had all these benefits, and I was like, wow, I didn't know I was missing on all this. And then my scanner score also improved, and so it was this proven biomarker of, wow, my health's getting better, my antioxidant score is going up, and I'm motivated to actually make a change and to be where people are that have better correlations for better health, for better diets, for better lifestyles, you know, who are exercising, who are eating well, and living the life that I wanted to get to. I just didn't know how to get there or the motivation to get there.
And actually, it was that quantifiable or measurable ability. I was taking over $300 of a different company's supplement, scanned in the red, that woke me up, and then I've been able to change with these supplements so that now I have a high scan score. So it's just one more arrow in your quiver to help you with wellness. But if you don't have measurement, it's all talk. So I just wanted to address that. Thank you.
Thank you. So because of time, we'll continue with the rapid fire. We'll talk briefly about Reishi Max, one of our immune incredible supplements that we have, and then we'll briefly touch on the future and go from there here. So this is a really quick training here on Reishi Max. It's an incredible product that's been in our portfolio for a long time. This is actually thanks to some of our Chinese scientists that we have, where we learned about the incredible benefits of the reishi mushroom, as you can see right there on the screen, immune system support. So this is a product that supports that key system inside the body. And we learned about how there's different varieties, there are different types of reishi in the marketplace. And so we actually selected the red reishi because it's the highest quality. It's the best tested for the benefits that we care about for our health and wellness systems that we have inside the body. But not all reishi is created the same. And this is important because we have a very careful, delicate process to be able to extract and concentrate high levels of these active compounds that we call polysaccharides and triterpenes. And then we have a 1% extract of 100% cracked spores. This is about the same ratio of spores that occur naturally in the reishi mushroom, and so we mimic that with this extract. So we have the active polysaccharides that provide a lot of the cell-to-cell benefits, and then we have the triterpenes that provide a lot of the cell protection benefits, and then the cracked spore technology, and we actually verify this, but what it does is it cracks the spores to be able to, these spores are really tough outer husk layers that need to be cracked or broken so that you can actually unleash additional amounts amounts of these active compounds that provide those benefits that you care about for your health and wellness systems. And so that's the only thing I'll say here, because we've compared so many different products in the marketplace and seen how they perform. Some are high in one, some might be high in another. It's very rare to actually find what we have where it's high in both of these types of actives, and verifying, for example, that we're using these beta glucans, these key polysaccharides, and the right kinds of triterpenes. But also, there's multiple steps in the extraction process, right? It's a cheaper method to just extract one or extract the other, and so that's what you'll typically find. Or you'll find in the marketplace that a product isn't even standardized. So it's literally just crushed up reishi that people sell. And so if this were next to our product on the shelf, most people wouldn't know the difference. They'd be like, well, this is reishi and it's cheaper. This is reishi and it's more expensive. Well, why don't I take the cheaper one? The answer is in the quality. It's in the actives. It's in the process to be able to have the cracked spores and have these active compounds that actually provide the benefit that you care about from a reishi mushroom. And this is why if you take a different one that's a lower quality, that isn't standardized, you actually don't even know as a consumer if you're getting any real health benefit from the product. And that's the difference with the 6S quality process that applies to the Reishi Max, but also applies to every product that we sell. This is just one example of substantiation. It's a competitive example where our reishi product was put to the test against several other competitive reishi products in the marketplace, and they were looking at cell protection in breast cells and prostate cells. And with this study, there were 5 or 6 other competitive products. Guess which one won? Yeah, it was us. We won. We won the competition in terms of the quality and the benefits that we saw in cell protection in this particular study. Well, what's very interesting for me as a scientist is that we did not commission this study. This is an example of a researcher who actually bought our product, didn't tell us, bought other competitive products, and put it to the test and published this data, and later actually called our scientific team, and we met with him and said, congratulations on your incredible product. This is a testament to the standardization, to the quality product that you have, because it performed better than the other products that were tested. And we kind of smiled and knew all along, well, we knew it's a high quality because of what goes into it. But a lot of people in the marketplace don't really know and get and understand why this is so critical. And the reason it's so critical is because if you standardize to the active compounds in high levels and cracked spores, then you get the benefit that you actually care about, whereas you don't know with a different product. And this researcher has actually gone on to study our product and publish multiple studies using our product, which is a testament to the quality that we have in a very unbiased fashion. Okay, maybe one thing that I'll mention about the reishi product. So this is a product that I take on a regular basis, but especially before I travel or before I'm around a lot of people. There's a lot of incredible protective benefits of the reishi mushroom for supporting these immune cells inside the body to be able to keep us healthy. And that's something that's super important, that's super critical in terms of just, and we can talk about mechanisms and phagocytes and different cells and how they function, but the bottom line is that what it does is it helps to kind of prepare and fortify the system so that it's ready for an attack, right? And if you think about your body, you want it to be ready for an attack whenever it comes, because you can't predict. You don't know when you're going to get sick or when a bug is going to infect your body and cause you to have the sniffles or cold and flu-like symptoms or whatever it might be, right? Having a fortified system inside of our body through the use of this reishi mushroom is the main reason that I use it, and many of our scientists actually use it in the field before they travel, before they interact with other people, just because of the science of showing the importance of protecting this system that we have inside the body. Okay, I think I have a few minutes here to kind of tease out the future. This is just a glimpse of what's happening. Many of you have heard about maybe nutraceuticals and these bioadaptives. Maybe you've heard about ageLOC Boost. Maybe you've heard about innovations to other devices that we have and future stuff that's going to happen. This is going to focus more on our nutrition side of innovation. But I can tell you that we have a product platform, and we're moving fast speed while we innovate to create new solutions and new and exciting things that you care about, and maybe you don't even know you care about until the future even comes. And so that's what's fun about the future, is we get to brainstorm and predict what the future is going to bring and how we think these products and innovations are going to benefit our consumer base in the future. Briefly talking about the scanner, we have innovations coming with the app. Right now it has to pair with an iPad. In the future, it'll pair with your iPhone, and hopefully in the future with Android. But with the iPhone, we'll be able to look at data groups and see how Or say you have a party. We want to see how everyone compares and make it a competition, right? Maybe you want to see how your score ranks among everyone else in the world, or how your score ranks with everyone else who takes a life pack or needs on youth. You'll be able to have that at your fingertips and have a socially shareable tool at your hands to be able to share that a lot more easy in the future. We have Project Reset. This is the prototype name that we have for what I like to call a metabolic and gut health combination product. You think about the internal metabolism of our body keeping us healthy and our gut health. It's like this ecosystem, as you can see here on this picture. Our gut is this whole ecosystem of all these things that are floating around, if you will, and we want it to be varied. We want it to be healthy. And this product is all about that healthy gut health and how that impacts the body, but also healthy metabolic health and how that impacts our health and wellness on the inside of our body. We have Vera that we're working on. We have it for the skincare line, and we've talked about how we can also apply this technology in a different way to nutrition. What I like about this is like having a whole team of scientists in your pocket to be able to recommend the right product for the right person based on their needs and their wants. TR90 updates, looking at how we can innovate in this space of weight management. We've had an incredible system, and in fact, some of these products they've even sold out because they're doing so well and people want to improve their lives and they see the science behind this. But we're also looking in the future into how we can make this incredible system even better with new products, new flexibility, new apps and technology to actually pair and make this even easier and better in the future. We're looking at beauty empowered. Think about products like collagen drinks and other innovative beauty supplements. This space is going to explode. It already is in the US and even globally. There's some growing demand for this concept in this space. We already have good products for beauty. We have ageLOC Youth. We have Image HNS. We have T-Green. We have products like LifePak as well. But this is a new concept and a new area that we're expanding on with this new line, and we're excited about. We've actually already done some clinical studies that I can't tell you about, but the results are so promising and so incredible. I can't wait for you to get your hands on these new products. Okay, we have a kids line, right? You may have already heard about Junglemals before and Mighty Minds. These are kind of, Mighty Minds is a new brain supplement that we have for kids, right? An elephant never forgets, so it's about kids' brain health. And then we have Junglemals, which is kind of a kids multivitamin. We've actually revamped it recently. We've had different formulations over the years where it's a difficult thing to make a product that tastes good and have good ingredients. And we think we've actually struck the right balance with this new and updated Junglemals that's set to hit the U.S. market very, very shortly. I don't want to give a date here because I don't know if it's been announced, but stay tuned. That's coming soon. And then Defendables. This is a new kids probiotic product that's coming to the market soon. And this is important because kids' gut health and probiotics are important just like for adults as they are for kids. So it's a kid-friendly format that I think your kids are really going to love as it supports immune and digestive health inside your kids' bodies. We have LifePak Elements and others that are coming shortly that I already talked about or have already hit your market. We have LifePak and LifePak Now already in the marketplace that are incredible formulas and we're only making it better in the future. And then last but not least is TR Go Fitness Nutrition. We have pre-workout products that support energy and other benefits to get you going. And then we have recovery products with protein and other innovative ingredients to help this fitness world and trying to help us be fit and healthy, whether you go to the gym or you work out at home. This is a product line intended for just regular people, not high-end athletes, right? We have products for them, or those products exist in the marketplace. This is for regular people who just want to be a little bit more fit, a little bit more healthy, and so we're working on just making it taste just right, having the right ingredients, and going through that process as well. So this is just a glimpse of what's coming in the future on the nutrition side. We're really excited nonetheless. I hope you can sense that from me. But I think that's all for my part here that I have. Paige, if you want to comment on this.
Tanner, you're just awesome. I get excited every time you talk. I'm thrilled with what's coming out. We can certainly help a lot of people with what we have. And, from the highest level athlete to those that just want to be fit and healthy, we have it all. I mean, I wouldn't share Vitality and Youth when it first came out with my competitors because I felt it gave me an edge. So there's something to be said about taking care of yourself from a wellness perspective and certainly learning some of the science behind the best part for me is knowing that there are so many like you behind this company that are innovating and coming out with the best science, best products, best integrity for the human body. I don't need to be the scientist. I get to just release and offer the gift of great nutrition and great education
safe, stay healthy, and live young.